Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. With me as always is Mookie. Mookie, how you feeling tonight?
What's good, y'all? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to hear from you. We also got John back in the house. Johnny B, what's up, man? How are you feeling?
Feeling great.
Good, man. Glad to have you back virtually in the virtual speakeasy. And special guest joining us tonight, host of the Fourth and Gold podcast, Matt Barr. Matt Barr, how are you doing, man?
Hey, good. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Happy to be joining. And I'm actually super happy to just be a part of another 49ers podcast. I mean, that's what people tell me this is, so this means a lot to me for you guys to invite me on. I appreciate it.
Dude, that was the funniest when Sir Yacht was like, yeah, it's great being on a 49ers podcast. I was like, what? Okay, cool, man.
Hey, is that a Mets jersey back there?
Matt, is that a Mets
sure
jersey?
Is. It's just for Scott. Just for Scott, right up there. Scott, just so you can see it, buddy. I know you can't be here tonight, but I just wanted to make sure you were here in spirit.
Very nice.
Is that you buried the lead, bro? T-Mac is right next to that. A T-Mac
Oh yeah,
Raptors.
I got T-Mac Raptors and I got white chocolate up there too. We got a whole bunch of stuff up here.
Dang.
Matt Barr, jersey extraordinaire, hanging behind him. I like that it's this huge wall too, and you just have like 4 jerseys behind you that are covered mostly by you.
Well, yeah, no, I definitely didn't hang this up when I was sitting in the chair. I'm just like, oh, I'll hang these up. It'll be nice. So you don't see just a blank white wall behind me. It's not like we moved in 8 months ago or anything. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but dude, like you picked the 2 worst jerseys to be visible. Because I see is that a Kittle jersey on over your right shoulder?
Yeah, that's Kittle.
Ugh. Ooh. All right.
Well,
Moving on.
This is Craft Brewed Sports. We got an awesome show for you guys tonight. We're gonna dive into another conspiracy theory. This one is going to be Jordan related. We found out about the Jordan documentary getting pushed up, so we wanted to do a little Jordan conspiracy theory talk. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. We also have some news about Tom Brady, but this is gonna be a little bit of a different format since we do have 4 of us on the show. This is the 4 virtual hosts here. We're gonna do a little around the horn style, but we got to do our own Craft Brewed Sports spin on that. So we're gonna go around the horn, but it's gonna be drunk around the horn. So basically, if I deem your take terrible, if I don't like it, I'm gonna make you drink, and I'm gonna be drinking with you because I don't let anybody drink alone. So that's how we're gonna handle that. We will do some drunken around the horn. Before we do that, though, we got to find out what everybody's drinking tonight. This is First Pour, brought to you by Dugout Mugs. We got the hookup for you right here on Craft Brewed Sports. All you got to do is go to dugoutmugs.online/craft. You can get 10% off your entire order. Drink out of baseball bats like we do when we're normally together here on the show, but it's just me doing it now. It should be baseball season. You should feel like you can drink out of a bat. Go to dugoutmugs.online/craft to get 10% off that order. Drew, I want to go to you first. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm going to give Dugout Mugs credit a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm hearing from everyone and the mother about their COVID-19 response. Dugout Mugs, silent. And I appreciate that. Because I know that they're there, they're grinding. They're still, they're doing what they need to do to keep us getting these awesome bats and balls that we need to drink our alcohol. And I tell you what, in honor of them tonight, I'm drinking the crisp, the refreshing, the delicious, the ever amazing Natter Days.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Dugout Mugs. Thanks for keeping it real.
Very nice. John, what do you got in the cup today?
Well, I don't have a sponsorship plug or anything, but I do have the one and only Busch Light.
There you go.
Oh my God. My wife ordered from Party Sorts, so it showed up today when I was at work. I got a cigar and a 30 rack of Busch Light delivered right to my door.
That's a keeper right there, ordering cigars and beer. Also, I love that we are a craft beer podcast, and the first 2 beers we talk about are Natter Days and Busch Light. We are keeping it real.
Unprecedented times, my man. Unprecedented times.
It is.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah, come back somewhere.
Matt, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I'm gonna help you out a little bit with the craft stuff. So the first thing I have up is El Guapo Agave IPA.
That looks
From
amazing.
Norfolk, Virginia, O'Connor. It's delicious. It's delicious. One of my favorite. I also have some Oscar Blues Goodnight Imperial Red.
Nice.
And then, not to let Mookie down, I've also got a nice Natterdays here. So a little bit of everything here for Around the Horn. I'm just gonna drink my way around the horn.
Running the gamut. I dig it. Well, this week's featured beer is going to be Pulp Daddy. This is what I'm drinking tonight. This is from Greater Good Imperial Brewing Company from Worcester, Massachusetts. Was that a good? Drew gave me a look there. He gave it.
I like it.
Best we could get from an Irish comedian. So,
My Boston accent is basically just somebody doing an impression of somebody doing a Boston accent. That's where my level is.
There's a market for that, though.
Yeah, where are you going to park the car?
I walk it.
There you go. Leave the accents to John.
I wish the beer lended itself to that type of accent, but Pulp Daddy doesn't really. You can't really say that in a Boston accent, so it doesn't really work. But it is an 8% ABV beer, so I'm going to be getting drunk with all of your terrible takes tonight. Here's what they have to say about this one. They say it's super hazy, juice forward, with waves of citrus and ripe melon that deliciously disguise the hefty ABV. I took a little. I didn't really necessarily like that they said hefty ABV at 8%, because I've been drinking a lot of bourbon, so 8% is like nothing anymore to me. Like it's like I'm like, ugh. We're barely scratching the surface at 8%. That's just like what I get. That's how I get started. But it is a very juicy beer. It's super hazy. Coming in at 4.12 caps on Untappd, so a pretty decently rated beer. One that I'm very excited for, and one that I'm glad that nobody is here to share with me, so I get to drink all of them. This has been First Pour, brought to you again by Dugout Mugs. Remember, use the link dugoutmugs.online/craft and get 10% off that entire order. All right, gentlemen. Who is ready? I got to fix the cameras are going crazy, fellas. This is weird. This is where I need Joe just to deal with all the cameras switching.
Have we checked in on Joe just to make sure he hasn't completely melded into his couch?
I did. I was like, Joe, you want to hop on? He was like, how many people you got? I was like, we got 4. He was like, maybe next week.
So answer me this, Mike. What's the right number for Joe to actually dial in?
1. He's like, you stuck? You need help? All right, cool. I got you.
I was just say, I'm gonna argue. You could say any number, and you'd be like, I'm good.
All right, fellas.
Go.
Let's get into some NFL talk to kick things off here around the horn. This is the news that broke this week. The NFL has officially expanded the playoffs starting at the end of next season, if there is a next season. So the 1 seed is going to get a bye. We're going to have 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5 on Wild Card weekend. So now instead of just a handful of Wild Card games, it becomes a crazy weekend. 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. One of those games is going to be broadcast on Nickelodeon. The NFL trying to reach a younger demographic and broadcasting on Nickelodeon. So my question for the panel here, will you watch the Nickelodeon broadcast of the playoffs? Drew, I want to go to you first.
Dude, I'm watching Madden 20 simulations right now. Like, I'll watch anything. I'm watching soccer from Belarus. I'm watching throwback games. Like, I'll watch whatever, dude. Nickelodeon, doesn't matter. If I can find a way to get my hands on that channel, I will be tuned in.
Okay, now, but at that point, the games are going on, so they will have like a CBS broadcast or a Fox broadcast. Are you choosing Nickelodeon over those two?
Okay. I guess I misunderstood. I thought it was a Nickelodeon exclusive broadcast. Either way, my question is, who's getting slimed?
That's a very good question. Are they going to start sliming people in the announcer booth? If so, I will be watching that. Matt, are you going to watch the Nickelodeon broadcast?
Now, I wasn't going to. I was like, this is dumb. This is stupid. I saw someone share a video of like Saquon Barkley taking off for running and it had like SpongeBob music set to it. Absolutely hysterical, but like not what I'm looking for when I watch football. I try to be super, super serious with it. But now that Mook brings up sliming, so winning coaches get a Gatorade bath. I'm all for the losing coach just getting slimed as soon as the final whistle blows. I'm all the way into that.
What about this? What if you lose a challenge, you get slimed? You know what I mean? Like,
you don't convert a third down, you get slimed.
Because see, think about this. It opens up a whole new world of prop bets too, right? Like first team to get slimed, or color of the slime.
Oh,
or
man.
Like, slime.
Would they really risk going different color slimes? Like, I feel like in that case, it's green or nothing, right? Otherwise, it's not really Nickelodeon slime.
Well, you go green for the classic sliming moments, but throughout the game, you could sprinkle in different colors. You know what I mean? Like, for the crucial slime, like after the game, the losing sideline, all green slime.
John, are you watching the Nickelodeon broadcast of the NFL?
I was with Drew here. I was thinking that it was an exclusive video, but I was looking for, it was like either yes, no, but I was looking for the hell yes. I'm definitely watching on Nickelodeon. I mean, Nickelodeon just takes me back to my days.
Oh yeah.
I actually looked up Nickelodeon shows. What were your guys' Nickelodeon shows that like top on your list here?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought up Nickelodeon shows, because the only way I would chime in to the Nickelodeon thing is if at halftime they brought out the aggro crag from Guts, and we had Mike O'Malley, we got Mo, we got the whole nine, we got these three kids trying to climb this mountain as the halftime show. I'm in. I'm all the way in for that.
Even better. No kids, just the Carter brothers. That microphone almost got wet.
Isn't one of them like a super big druggie too? Like that would be a very interesting aggro crag experience.
Yeah, fast salts make you run faster, right?
What? No. One brother starts taking off and he's running up the aggro crag. The other one runs up there and starts chipping shit off, and it don't work like that.
Oh man!
Be the first episode I share out on my public Facebook feed, not just my friends. And within like the first 5 minutes, snort an imaginary aggro crag.
Oh man, John, I'm trying to think of my favorite Nickelodeon shows. I feel like I would be. You're gonna make me feel old if I start telling you like some of my favorites are you can't do that on television. What else was back in those times? I like too.
I got 12.
What's that?
I got a list of 12.
Holy cow! All right, let's hear your list of.
Off of you.
Do it Leno style though. Go 12-1. Don't do things weird like other people. Go 12-1.
All right, this is no particular order though. That's the thing.
Right.
I'll jump right off Guts. You could go Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Good show. Were you guys Blue Barracuda fans on that show? That was the way to go, right? If you were on Legends of the Hidden Temple, you going Blue Barracuda?
Silver snakes, bro.
Purple monkey.
I'm gonna Matt. You got a drink for Purple Monkey. Sorry, you got.
What would it take for us all to get our own T-shirts for the next episode?
Not much. I think you could just find them on. Well, for the next episode, it's going to cost a lot because Amazon isn't shipping anymore. But I'm pretty sure you can get them pretty easily.
Worth it.
Mike, Prime account in a case of COVID, and we'll have those shirts.
Mike, I was going to have a T-shirt tonight. I was asking for that Purple Aces picture because I was going to have that made.
Oh, damn. I forgot to give that to you. I'm sorry, man.
You're all good. I can get those made for us if you want.
Purple Aces shirt would be fantastic. What else do you have on your list, John, of top 12 Nickelodeon shows?
Let's see. Rocket Power.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know what that is.
No, put your hands in there. Woogity, woogity, woogity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Keenan and Kel.
Yep.
Good choice.
Hey Arnold.
Oh, I love me. Hey Arnold's on Netflix now, I think.
Is it really?
I believe so. We were watching it a while ago, and it's like, damn, 15 minutes flies by now. But when I was a kid, that was like an eternity.
Yes. Same with years. Once I hit 21, it's like the years keep going, man.
I still don't understand how Gerald fits all his hair in his bike helmet, but that's a whole other.
That is a good question. Food for thought.
Craft brewed Nickelodeon shows. That's what we got going on this week.
Kids are here for it.
John, you got you ran through a few. Any more?
Let's see. Cousin Skeeter, Doug,
Doug,
Cat Dog, the Angry Beavers, Rugrats, SpongeBob, Wild Thornberries, and all that.
All that was solid. Kids Saturday Night Live. Oh, yeah. What about Are You Afraid of the Dark? You guys aren't even pulling up Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like,
That is a good one too.
Matt Barr walks away from Are You Afraid of the Dark? What are you talking about, Matt?
I am okay. There's two things with Nickelodeon that traumatized me as a child. It's Are You Afraid of the Dark was terrifying. Terrifying. And then the other thing was Zeke the plumber from Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, that was creepy.
F that guy. He was the worst with the little Band-Aid thing on his nose. He's wearing like he's wearing like a Michael Myers mask. I'm out.
Zeke the plumber gave me nightmares. It's weird to look back at Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes now and realize like that was just the who's who of Canadian actors and actresses. Like every big name Canadian actor and actress has been on Are You Afraid of the Dark as a kid.
Was Drake on there?
He might have been.
I know Gosling was.
Gosling was on there. Yeah, just go look. Yeah, Ryan Gosling was on there. Go look at the list of like kid celebrities from Canada. They're all from Canada. I don't know.
But not right now. Do it like 45 minutes. Don't go right now.
All right, that was a good start, fellas. I like this around the horn style. This is going to be a good train wreck. I dig it. Next story that we're going to get into: Tom Brady, obviously signed with Tampa Bay, and there was questions around whether or not he was going to get number 12 because Chris Godwin wore the number 12 in Tampa Bay. Godwin decided to give up the number. He's worn it since high school. He wore it throughout high school, throughout college, and during his time in the pros. Tom Brady, not always number 12. He wore number 10 at Michigan and then changed to number 12 when he came to the Patriots, but he's associated with number 12. He's got his TB12 company and all that good shit. So the theory was that Godwin was going to give up the number, but as we know in the NFL, that usually comes with a price tag. Except for this time, for some reason. Chris Godwin gave up the number for free, and when asked why, he said, quote, "He's the GOAT." If you were in Godwin's situation, what are you asking Tom Brady for in exchange for that number 12? Let's start with you, Matt.
I want all my insurance paid. I don't care if it's car insurance, health insurance, pet insurance. I want all my insurance paid for the duration of the time he's in Tampa Bay. That's my payment. It sounds stupid, but pay my insurance because those guys' car insurance on their Lambos and their Ferraris is just miserable.
That is such an adult answer.
That's a solid $10K that you're looking at least. You set your family up. You get to invest that money somewhere else. Probably not in the stock market right now, but you get to invest it somewhere else and pay my insurance for the duration of time you're on the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Listen, Tom, you can have number 12. I just want you to take these co-pays, okay?
That's a good question. Is it co-pays or premium?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
I'll say,
if it involves insurance, Tom's paying it.
All right. Solid.
John, what are you making Tom Brady do for that number 12?
Let's see. I'm asking for a picture with Giselle. That's she's a real good.
Wait, for a second there, I thought you said I'm asking for a picture of Giselle, and I was like, damn.
No, yeah. Come on, Tom. You know which picture I'm talking about.
Tom, for that number 12, I get to go through your phone and take.
Cool.
That's a retirement plan right there.
For that number 12, I get to go through your iPhone and I get to keep one picture that I find.
Oh.
That's not on Brady's phone, is it? Do you think Giselle uses her phone for it? She doesn't let him snap anything. Plus, he's too busy kissing his kids. Mookie, what are you asking for from Tom Brady?
I want to be his Julian Edelman. Just let me be your +1 to all the shit. You know what I mean? That's all I would. You know what I mean? Just let me get that access. Let me get those marketing deals. Let me just ride your coattails and eat your leftovers. Simple.
So basically,
Kentucky Derby, sit sideline at an NBA game. Yeah, okay.
Maybe a time or two here and there when I'm trying to seal the deal. When I was single before now that I'm married, because clearly that's not what I would be doing. I, very faithful to my wife, love her to death. But if I was single like Chris Goodwin, some water.
Is he single? I don't even know if he's single.
Look at this video.
It gets weird. I got you, man. I'm on it. I'm following along here. I got to be honest, I don't know what I would ask Tom Brady for this. I may just ask him, like, dude, what is the secret to being a 40-year-old man and not feeling like your body is falling apart daily? Because I'm not even there yet. I'm 36, and I feel like I can't get out of bed without, like, something cracking and being in pain. This dude's a 43-year-old quarterback in the NFL and still performing at a pretty high level. I want to know what that secret sauce is, because there's got to be something there. There's some juju.
It's a spoiler alert, Mike. It's money.
Oh, damn. All right, well.
Is it money, or is it not drinking half a fifth of bourbon every night before he goes to bed?
Wait, is that the trade-off? Like, I can't drink bourbon and then I would feel good? Because if that's the case, then I'm just going to feel shitty. That's just how it's going to be.
You stop. You just need to keep riding through like Archer.
I rewatched the old episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they get quarantined, and they all thought they had the flu, but in actuality they were going through alcoholism withdrawals. I was like, this one speaks to me.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that one holds up. Also, kind of weird to watch that one in these times. That one, and if you watch The Scrubs, where there's like an epidemic, and they do like the sitcom episode. That's a weird one to watch nowadays too. You gotta.
Yeah, Scrub. Real. They get all touchy-feely, emotional and shit.
All right. Well, I don't know who wins that one because I liked all of those answers. So let's just do a everybody drinks for that one. I think that's the fair way to do it, right?
Wait, were we waiting to drink at certain designated times?
No, drink throughout. Drink throughout. I'm just making you drink more if I don't like what you're saying.
I may need to get wifey to get a run to the downstairs.
All right.
And then the food so crisp.
The last NFL story that we had on the docket today, somebody went through and figured out cap space for every single team in the NFL, and the Chiefs came in. They have exactly $177 in cap space left. Not $177,000, $177. So, fellas, the question that I am posing to you, what should the Chiefs do with the remaining amount of their salary cap? Matt Barr, let's go to you first.
Okay, so you sent us the story yesterday, so I did a little bit of homework because I have nothing better to do with my time. And so I made a pit stop on the way home from work today because I'm an essential employee. It's fantastic. I get to go up and go to work every morning. But I came across an Natterdays case. 30 rack of Natterdays cost $16.99 at my local liquor store. That comes out to roughly 56 cents a beer, which means with that remaining $177, the Kansas City Chiefs can go out and get themselves 310 and a half Natterdays and have like a day and a half worth of fun. Like, not even. With all those guys, like, just let them have, like, their 4 beers each, and let's move on. Because 310...
Wait, you saw Travis Kelce, right? You think anyone's getting any of that beer with that?
Okay, so 310 and a half Natterdays exclusively for Travis Kelce to have 6 hours of fun.
Yes. I love it.
John, I think you were trying to chime in there. What do you got?
Let's see. Well, one thing could be 1 hour for an attorney for Tyreek Hill.
It's like preemptive too at this point, right? You're like, let's just put that away for later.
No, I did the same thing with Busch Light, but man, I'm buying the shitty beer here. Mine's $2 more a 30 rack, so I can only get 9 30 racks.
You get ripped off.
No.
I guess there is my dealer in Ohio.
What's the better use of funds? I almost feel like you should put it towards the hour of attorney fees over the Busch Light.
No, tell them.
It's not even going to scratch the surface.
And here's the thing. Tyreek was going to get out of it anyways. Like, so why bother paying for an attorney?
That's true. He just talks it and says he visit with a lawyer. Yeah.
I forgot that I forgot that there was a Facebook Live feed going on. If you guys want to chime in on Facebook, you can chime in on Facebook Live or on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. We are simulcast on all of their platforms as well. Robert Taylor says, doesn't matter, Super Bowl champs, dog. So I think that's a shot right at you, Matt Barr. I feel like that's he's coming in hot at you on that one.
I've been living in consistent hell because of top fan Robert Taylor since the game ended. He tags me in everything on Twitter. Thank God he stopped tagging me in the Facebook group because I stopped responding, and now he's just gonna blow me out of the water again because now I know it's all coming back because I'm saying this live. Now Robert's a nice guy, but fuck the Chiefs.
Boom. Boom. Where's that drop, Mike? That drop.
Yeah, that does a little. That deserves a little rap airhorn there.
I was looking for the what is it? The Danny DeVito or whatever.
Oh, you want that
drop.
one? You want that one? That is the greatest drop in the show's history. Drew,
I don't know if you saw this, Matt, but he called out a specific play too. He goes, better defense than the one that was covering on that Wasp play.
Yeah, I know the one he's talking about. I immediately regret coming on here because I knew he was going to be in the comments all night.
All night.
Top fan for
Drew, what do you think the Chiefs should buy with their $177 of cap space?
Natter Day in Ohio.
Because they could get 315.
I think we can get a little more because I think our going rate is like $15.99 per rack or whatever. So there's just like a little bit more space for a little bit more because you're in Maryland, right? Because I think they do right? So you got to pay that 10 cents or 5 cents. So yeah,
Got to pay the turtle.
Yep. Let me do a little math for you here. It's 53 cents a beer. 53 cents a beer.
That feels like a steal.
Oh,
man.
you're getting a solid 334 Natterdays in Ohio at that rate.
That's
the rack.
Great.
That's a really good
rate.
And Hall of Famer Patrick Mahomes get a couple.
By the way, I just need to back up a little bit here as I'm going back through the feed. Scott Skrzyzewski says way too much manliness tonight and Mike. I take offense to that. That one hurts my feelings. And because of that, we're going to take a quick break here and thank our sponsor, Morning Recovery. Listen, if you're drinking as much as I am during this quarantine, you know that it is not easy to wake up in the morning. So do yourself a favor. Go to morelabs.com. Get yourself some Morning Recovery. Morelabs.com. Use the code SPORTS. You are going to get 20% off your entire order. I swear on my children's lives, this is a miracle working elixir. I don't know what it is about this stuff. They've got a secret ingredient in there. But if you drink it up to 1 hour after you're done drinking, you are going to wake up feeling fine the next morning. You can function. It's amazing. Hit them up, morelabs.com. Use that code SPORTS and get 20% off your entire order. All right, fellas. I'm definitely. What's that?
I think Morning Recovery is still shipping too because we had to tap into our supply this weekend because humble brag, someone figured out how to play remote beer pong. and because I have no
Post Malone.
friends,
Yeah, Post Malone figured it out.
Yeah.
But we play in different rooms, so you could still do it remotely?
Well, no, we just played heads up against each other. I played a team from Canada. Shout out Melissa and Chris, who then promptly beat us 2-1. And then everyone else just wanted to like hang out and socialize and talk and like catch up and see how people are doing and whatever, man. But I have a solve. So anyone out there who wants to play virtual beer pong while being responsibly social distance, hit up your boy. I got solves. Johnny, want to play?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get down this weekend.
Did you guys see? Drew, like right after talking about that on last week's show, it was announced that like Post Malone was doing a virtual beer pong tournament with Gronk and Johnny Manziel, that was a weird name to throw in there. It's like, yeah, Johnny Manziel is playing in our virtual beer pong tournament. It's like, should he be? Like, I feel like he shouldn't be.
You say that's a weird name, like Johnny Football didn't drink himself out of the league.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought he like went into rehab and shit. I was surprised that he's like still partying like that. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised.
Did that do what I think it did?
It didn't show up on the screen because of the video feeds, but yeah.
It turned up online.
You got it now.
We saw that amazingness right there.
That's right. I just wanted to brag.
All right.
You had a topic you wanted to talk about with these brilliant experts that we got on the line. We're talking about the Jordan documentary, maybe. Was that where you headed?
I think that's where we were heading next. Yeah, let's see. Robert's saying Discord next episode. Yes, I know, man. I got to figure that shit out. The resizing is driving me crazy, and I'm just like chasing down cameras, adjusting, and it's driving me nuts. All right, here's the thing. The Jordan documentary has been pushed up. So this was supposed to launch in June. Instead, they are now launching this April 19th because we have no sports and everything blows and we're all kind of stuck inside. So since there's not shit else to do and bullying people on Twitter works, the Jordan documentary is now... Matt Barr, very excited that cyberbullying on Twitter works.
Did you do this, Matt? Was this you?
No, I didn't do this. So, cyberbullying peers, children, bad. Cyberbullying multi-billion-dollar corporations that run the world, 2 thumbs up, A++, whatever you want to say. Cyberbully the shit out of Disney, ESPN, Fox, just bully them until we get what we want because screw them.
So, Matt, what do we want next? Because we've got a drove of loyal followers here that we could activate on what we need next.
Ozarks 4.
Ozark 4. I would rather have Cobra Kai season 3. That's my big push. I cannot wait for that show to come back. Billy Zabka, Ralph Macchio, it is gold. Just enough nostalgia, just enough corniness. That needs to be pushed up immediately.
Is the acting any better than the one, what is it, QuickBooks commercial that what's his name's in, Zabka's in?
It is not. No, the acting is terrible. It is the corniest shit, which is why it's the best. It's the Karate Kid on steroids, basically. Like, it's that corny, just to a whole new level because now we've got a whole new generation of corniness.
Are you breaking news that the Karate Kid was on steroids?
News broken. News is.
It was the 80s. Steroids in the 80s was just cocaine.
So, but again, clarification, cyberbullying only allowed for corporations, or could we bully one Zabka to find out if the Karate Kid was on steroids?
Look, I already tried bullying Billy Zabka. It's not working out well. It's tough to bully the bully, right?
Sweep the leg.
You know, like Barney Stinson says, I really think that Ralph Macchio was the bully, if anything.
It's true, and if you watch Cobra Kai, you would actually kind of start to believe that theory, that Daniel Russo may actually be the bully in Karate Kid. But about this Jordan documentary, are you guys excited about this? John, how about you? Are you excited about the Jordan documentary?
I'm not a big sports documentary guy, but I think I will tune into this because I'm a little curious about, you know, the life after Space Jam, what happened. But no, I feel like everyone's a big Jordan fan, but I think for me, I was a little too young to fully understand what he was doing at his time.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I appreciate and seeing videos and everything, but you don't really see the full competition of what day in and day out he was up against and stuff like that. So, I mean, like LeBron now for our age, you kind of get to see what kind of team was built with him and around him, and his first time into the playoffs. Something happened with my computer here. We all good still?
Yeah, I lost you. You might be back. I can hear you.
Yeah, you're gone.
I can hear you. There you go. You're back. We're good.
Okay.
The good news about the video is when the Skype logo shows up, it's cut off, so we won't get taken offline for that at least. Silver lining.
Okay,
Silver lining. Drew,
coming up that just I think I was too young to see him play, like fully understand it. So, but yeah, I'd be interested in seeing it.
I think even and I'm a few years older than you, but even I was too young to really appreciate what I was watching. I think like Jordan was, it was fun to watch him, but it was also like, this is just, it's on because everybody's excited about this. I don't really grasp what's happening because I was like 9 or 10 when he was doing that first run. Matt Barr, are you excited for this documentary or is this a hard pass?
Yeah. No, this is all the way fire. I'm so ready for this. So I'm a little bit younger than you, Mike, but I still vividly remember like my parents gave me like a TV to have in my room, and it was one of those like 10-inch TVs that only got like 4 channels, but the NBA on NBC was on all the time. So I had like a mini hoop in my bedroom, and like me and my friends would like dunk on each other pretending we're Michael Jordan while watching the playoff games. So, and we always made like the fat kid. We're like, no, you're Horace Grant, bro. No, you're not Pippen. You're not Jordan. Like, you're Horace Grant. Like, you're Luke Longley. You're Tony Kukoc. Get out of here. Like, no. You don't get to be one of the stars, man. You got to come in and you're coming off the bench, bro. Calm down, Ron Harper. You're not going to be making impact here. So we would just dunk. So I'm super excited for this because Jordan is what I grew up on. That was my first like real love of basketball and man, yeah. I'm all for it, and like I said, all for cyberbullying corporations. So this is just a win-win-win for me. It's wins across the board.
Matt, Cheryl says you've got an impressive beard going on right there. So congrats.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Mookie, are you tuning into this documentary when it launches?
When it launches, no. I don't watch anything when it launches. There's just too much backlog built up. We're crushing through other stuff. I will get around to it eventually because I feel like this is something I'm going to want to actually like watch, and like digest. It's not just the trash you throw on in the background to like go to bed. You know what I mean? But yeah, what I want to like, what is the documentary covering? Like, clearly I haven't read up on it because who wants to put in the effort? But like, you had talked in the chat earlier about the whole retirement versus like suspension because Michael be gambling all the time. Like, that's the kind of shit I would love to hear more about. If that's in the documentary, I'll be there day one.
Well, yeah, so it's covering his career. So it's going to be following all of Jordan's career, and I'm sure that will be talked about. So let's just go ahead and get on into this real quick. We will do another conspiracy theory here on Craft Brewed Sports. Cue the amazing graphics.
I also love how, Matt, I feel like you're just throwing shade at Scott still with the Mets jersey. Be like, hey, you see that Mets jersey yet, Scott? Hey, Scott, you see that jersey?
I had other jerseys to hang up. I hung this one up very, very, very specifically, pointed at Mets logo out. I knew what I was doing. I'm like the Hambino, like when or not Hambino, but Squints when he makes that Wendy Peppercorn Hambino. He knows what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. It's exactly what's going on right now. It's exactly what I've got going on.
Any day that ends up with a Sandlot reference is a good day.
It's a damn good day.
Intro.
Here's the Jordan conspiracy theory that we're going to break down today. So the theory, the Chicago Bulls had just completed a three-peat. Michael Jordan was the most dominant player in the league. He was the face of the league and the best player on the best team. But on October 6, 1993, Jordan shocked the world by abruptly retiring. Something that Jordan's retirement was actually just a secret suspension from Commissioner David Stern. Let's take a look at the facts, gentlemen. In 1992, Jordan was called to testify in the criminal case of a convicted drug dealer who had a signed check from Jordan for $57,000. Jordan initially said that it was a loan, but under oath admitted that it was to cover gambling losses for a weekend. In 1993, an author wrote a book about his gambling where he said he had won over $900,000 from Jordan in golf betting. Also in 1993, Jordan was spotted in an Atlantic City casino the night before playing the Knicks in the playoffs. Just 4 months before his retirement, the league had launched an investigation into Jordan's gambling. Days after his retirement, the league dropped the investigation, saying that Jordan did not violate any rules. But the most damning piece of evidence, at his retirement press conference, Jordan was asked if he'd ever come back. And he said, quote, 5 years down the road, if the urge comes back, if the Bulls will have me, if David Stern lets me back in the league, I may come back. Whew. Damning evidence right there, gentlemen. Damning evidence here. So, As we move into the discussion on this, on a scale of 1 to Alex Jones, how accurate is this conspiracy theory? Mookie, let's go to you first.
Can I get some definition first? Is Alex Jones like totally true or totally fake?
I mean, it's true, right? How much do you, let's say, on a scale of 1 to Alex Jones, how much do you believe it? Let's go that way. Because Alex Jones believes every conspiracy theory. According to Alex Jones, 5G towers are going to be imprinted into our brains, and we're going to be scrambled, and they're going to have to put RFID chips into our bodies. So he's a pretty fucking crazy person. How crazy is this conspiracy theory?
Call me Alex Jones is daddy then, because I'm all in, man. Like, I did the quick math on a website. $57,000 in '92 is equivalent to $105,000 today. Like,
That's it, man.
I mean,
the last week.
yeah, almost double. But like, dude, this happened. This absolutely happened. Like the whole baseball thing. Like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like, why? Like, why leave? Like, again, why leave the Bulls? Like, what purpose did he have to leave the Bulls when he did? And like, you can't convince me that a competitor like Michael that was like, I'm just tired of whooping y'all kids. There ain't no way that's. It's 100% true. It is. Michael was forced into retirement, so the NBA didn't have to suspend him, but the NBA didn't want to suspend him because that was their golden goose. Because they knew he would be coming back, and then they'd get another little bump in ratings and all the other jazz there. So, yeah, 100% real.
John, on a scale from 1 to Alex Jones, how much do you believe this conspiracy theory?
I go with X-Files.
I don't know where that ranks.
I think it's like a 9.5. Is that what that is? Or I have to look at the Dewey Decimal System for that. But I don't know. I think yeah, he gambles, and with the whole check thing, it kind of reminds me of Jerry Springer signing a check over to a prostitute in Cincinnati when he was mayor.
That's our mayor, baby.
I know, man, Jerry. But I'm looking up.
Bring him back.
Looking up Jordan's baseball stats here.
Didn't he bat like a 202?
Nailed it right on the.
Yes.
In 1994, at age 31, he played for Birmingham, Double-A, Chicago White Sox affiliate, 127 games. Let's see. He had 88 hits. He had 436 at-bats.
Damn, that's
7
brutal.
doubles, 3 home runs, 51 RBIs, batting average of 202.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a guy who gambled.
Matt Barr, as a fan of a team who currently has a worthless athlete from a different sport in their farm system, how much do you believe that Jordan was forced into retirement and didn't opt to go play baseball?
I'll tell you what, it's a lot more believable than Tim Tebow ever making the major leagues.
Zing.
No, I'm all in on this, and the reason I'm all in on this is because they had the Jordan Rides the Bus 30 for 30. You know, a couple years ago, I don't know when it came out. All I know is they went out of their way to talk about this. Like, no, Jordan definitely didn't gamble. That's not why he quit. He quit to honor his dad or whatever. I'm like, they spent way too much time on it because they just glossed it over. But it's just like so much denial. It's like, I believe Carol Baskin didn't kill her husband more than I believe that Jordan didn't gamble his way out of the league. 100%. Jordan was caught. He's guilty. He left, and Mook had it exactly right. As soon as he comes back, boom, ratings burst. Like that first game. I don't know if you guys were watching that first game when he came back to Chicago. NBA on NBC had like a special presentation. They had like a cartoon bull running through Chicago. The ratings were through the roof. That intro was straight fire. I was ready to crank my Jock Jam CD and just go to town when I was watching Jordan come back. No, 100% Jordan. It's so easy. 100% Jordan gambled his way out of the league and then had to take a little bit of a break. And he's like, well, I'm still competitive, so I'm going to go play a different sport.
Here's my question, though. Wouldn't they still have the same fanfare if he was suspended and came back? Like, I don't think that's going to make a difference.
Nope.
I feel like there's
Nope.
You think people wouldn't be as on board if Michael Jordan just got suspended and was coming back?
Fans at that point, I feel like.
Yep. Mr. Barr would not have let me stay up past my bedtime to watch Michael Jordan's first game if he had been suspended for gambling.
You gotta talk
My old man would have been like, no, you're not watching this. We don't need this. We don't need this in our life. You need wholesome entertainment. Here's John King.
So another spinoff of this conspiracy theory was, I remember hearing Michael Jordan's dad was murdered because of a gambling debt.
Yes, that is a very real conspiracy theory that's out there.
He was murdered, man.
What's that?
He was murdered. Yeah, shot dead.
So when Jordan passes, I hope that isn't for decades, but when he does pass, are we going to get an expose where all these are put to bed and answered?
No, these are going to go to the grave with Jordan. There's no way.
But see, at the same time, like, Jordan's the dude who threw shade in his Hall of Fame speech. You can't tell me that you wouldn't see Jordan having something go out with his publicist after the fact and be like, screw you bitches, I did it all. Like, I could totally see that happening.
He sends a press release from the grave that's just like, I did it. That's it. That's all it says.
No, it doesn't just say I did it. So it's in his will. His lawyer reads it after he dies, and then the last sentence is just, "Fuck you, Brian Russell."
I was gonna go one more where it's like, like, rest in peace, Kobe. Again, that was unfortunate, but like, when the app alert comes out, Michael Jordan passes away. He totally gambled. Like, it's that. It's like anyone covering his death has to say in the same sentence, Michael Jordan passed away today, and he totally gambled on sports and was told to retire. Like, I see him being that level aggressive with it, 100%.
Cheryl says that Scott doesn't buy it. I am blown away by the fact that Scott, the biggest Jordan fan I know, does not believe that Michael Jordan was forced to retire.
Anybody else have any conspiracy theories? Any others?
This is Cheryl quoting Scott, not Cheryl quoting herself, right?
Right. This is Cheryl quoting Scott. Scott doesn't buy it. And she says that he'll be like OJ if I did it.
Which means he definitely did it.
right.
They both did it.
If I did
it. Let's be real.
Fellas, I think we are all in agreement. Michael Jordan was forced to retire instead of being suspended. David Stern is an evil genius that milked all of us and that second three-peat run, all because he's wicked good at his job. This conspiracy theory was brought to you by MyBookie. Use promo code 12OunceSports to get 100%.
Yeah, God, couldn't be any better.
I was looking forward to this read so much today, like all day long. I was like, I can't wait to get to that read. Use the promo code 12OunceSports and get 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Be sure to tune into all of the gambling shows on 12 Ounce, then put that knowledge to practice on MyBookie. You can bet on esports, I guess, still, or according to Drew, some soccer in Belarus. Just go use the promo code 12OunceSports. That's 12OZ Sports to get the bonus. You can find their banners and links on every page of the station site at www.12OunceSportsRadio.com. All right, fellas. We've talked some NFL. We've talked some Michael Jordan. That segues nicely into the NBA. So the NBA, there's been some news that has come out this week. They're entertaining two different options for the remainder of the season. Number one is locking everyone down in two different cities in order to play out the remainder of the game. So basically, all the teams would be moved into two different cities. They would be completely isolated. It would just be trainers, coaches, players, and essential staff, provided that they all, I assume, test correctly and don't have any of the coronavirus symptoms. They would be in two different cities. They would play out the remainder of the season. The other option is kind of an interesting idea here, and I don't really hate it. They are talking about doing one tournament in Las Vegas. So basically, you would finalize the playoff picture based on a tournament that would then lead to another tournament, I guess. Very strange way to do it. But they were looking at possibly doing a single elimination tournament in Vegas that then decides who goes into the playoffs. Let's start with you, John. Is this the best way to handle the NBA coming back? Which of these options should they go with?
Shoot. I don't know. I think they're trying to make a decision too quick. I think the two city thing is kind of outrageous. So you're going to confine. Can they see their families? Do they like get transported to and from the arena? How's this work? Like, I mean, there's a lot of details, logistics to figure out with that. I do like the tournament aspect because, I mean, is it one game and then one game you're out, right? It's not a series.
Right.
Okay, I kind of like that, but I have another question off that too. Is do the teams lose a year of the contract with the players with this season?
That's a very good point. I have no idea. I feel like they probably will.
Paid, but I mean, if you lose another year, that's kind of, I don't know, it kind of hurts.
John, your take was way too serious. Please drink.
You got it. Yes, sir. I've been doing it. Keep doing it.
I'm gonna go with but like, how do we get all the strippers there? Because
Yes.
like that to me is the biggest question. If you're gonna put these dudes in two cities, like how do we get all the strippers and hookers to be available? Because it's basically gonna be All-Star Weekend for like a while. And I don't think we have enough hand sanitizer to go around right now for all that.
You're trying for work right now, so yeah.
So, Drew, if you had to pick one of those options, what option are you going with?
I mean, I at least like the two city one because it feels like it's at least somewhat closer to normal. Like I was watching SportsCenter last weekend, and they were talking about the NBA, and like one of the things that I hadn't even considered in all this is like, what's the draft order? Kind of to John's point about contracts and stuff. Like, you know, forget the games for a minute. There's so many operational logistical things that are just like, there's no solve. Like this shit has never happened before.
Yeah.
So for me, I think too, as just like a person and a fan, like any sense of normalcy is good. And honestly, they kind of prove this out with the big three a little bit where it can work. You know what I mean? Like, because if you think about it, there ain't shit else going on. So I don't know if you would do it on a weekday because there's some people like our poor friend Matt over here who's still driving to work and whatnot. But like you could NCAA style this stuff, right? And go, I don't know, 4, 5, 6. You could knock out a ton of games in a given day. So like if you could do it some way where you lock everyone down in a city and just play hoop or just play ball for like 2 weeks, and I don't know, here's the thing. I don't want any kind of situation where the Warriors win another title. Because this would be the shit.
They aren't. Right? They aren't. No, they're not. They're not.
Draymond Green.
Their fucking ring. Because like they just get hot, everyone else is still feeling a little under the weather. Steph just starts draining threes, and now the Warriors have another single elimination tournament win, and boom, banners.
No, that is not happening. Matt Barr, is the single elimination tournament the way to go?
It absolutely is, and you got to lock them all in the arena. And they got to come in, and everybody like claims a spot in the arena. Like, you know, like the Clippers are going to end up in like the nosebleeds, like next to the Timberwolves and the Bucks, because they're just scrub franchises. And like the Warriors, even though they're terrible, are going to be courtside because they're like, we're the kings of the NBA regardless. But single elimination tournament just sounds fun, because the NBA, I don't watch until the playoffs because no one gives a shit until the playoffs start. Once the playoffs start, these guys start playing again, and it's exciting to watch. Give me single elimination. Top to bottom, 1 versus 30, 2 versus 29. Let's just do it that way. Let's just bracket it out that way. It doesn't work because the NBA is dumb and has a weird number of teams. But let's just bracket it out somehow. Yeah, just give me single elimination. But all these guys completely quarantined in whatever arena they're in, from start to finish, whether they lose or not. You lose, you just have to sit there.
You just have to sit there. Oh, that'd be brutal.
And if you lose, you get bumped from your spot. So the Warriors are like courtside. They lose. Nope. Now you're up in the 400 section. Suck it, nerds.
So the Lakers and Clippers, they'd be used to this though, right? Because they share an arena anyway.
Sometimes they even share.
They've been playing in the visitors' locker room their whole time.
I know, right? Nothing's changed.
Eric says both options are stupid. Single elimination option sounds a little bit exciting, though. I would agree. I think the single elimination is the way that I would want it to go, just because it's going to give me my NBA playoff fix, plus it's also going to give me my March Madness fix, which I don't get. So at least I get like some element of March Madness, because then we could have bracket pools on that, since we don't have bracket pools on March Madness. That's the way to go, right? Bill also says, why don't we just go off the honor code? Each player just sends an Excel file of what they feel they would have done against the other team.
Are you laughing at that comment or the next one? Because I can't.
Yeah, did he call me a chubby ginger?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, he did.
That ain't right.
I mean, I may be a little chubby, but I'm not a fucking ginger.
Whoa. No throwing around the G word on this show, fellas. You guys went hard.
ginger.
There you go.
can't
Thank
go
you.
hard. All right. There you go.
No hard R's.
I just love that he thinks that NBA players know how to make an Excel file.
I know, right? It'd just be a Google Doc. You just fill it in yourself. I mean, they'll send you the email. You just got to click it and fill it.
Google Doc my ass. They would do it in Twitter. They just tweet it.
Yeah. Shit, I'd hit a 3 on that, dude.
Swaggy P would be like, I put up 50 points, pulled on 25 boards, have 12 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks, and I'd holla at you, Shorty.
This got weird very quickly. Let's talk NCAA. So the NCAA does something good? Question mark.
No.
And then bad! Exclamation point. So they grant an extra year of eligibility for all of the athletes that are in the spring sports. So all your baseball players, softball players, they are eligible for another year, mainly because their season was completely canceled. Winter sports athletes, fuck you, says the NCAA. That was the quote that I read in the press release. They said, you got to play most of your season just because you missed out on the tournaments. You all can suck it. I don't know why Mark Emmert decided to say it like that, probably because he's finally showing his true colors. So obviously it's the right call to give the spring athletes another year. But what about the winter athletes? Is this a dick move disguised as a generous move by the NCAA? Matt Barr, let's go to you first.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to NCAA, this is Jesus-like for them. To even grant the smallest little bit of leniency to any of their collegiate athletes, this is incredible. I mean, we really got to take this as a serious win that the NCAA wasn't just a bunch of fuckheads from start to finish. They, that's all I got. It's just it's a little ray of sunshine, and it's better than we've ever seen from them before. So let's just count this one as a win.
Unprecedented times, my friend. Unprecedented times. But it's so NCAA too, right? Because they give the little ray of sunshine while at the same time still giving the middle finger over here, right? They can't be all in and be all good. They still have to do it in a way that screws everyone.
They're such a comic book villain is what they are. They're throwing cash at a parade while also gassing the entire city. That's what the NCAA is, the Joker from the first Batman movie. John, what do you think of this move from the NCAA?
Yeah, NCAA definitely banks off these players. But I would say that finally the less respected sports get a little attention here for once. So, I mean, football's not involved here. Basketball is another main moneymaker that finally gets a shaft for once. All these other schools are like, okay, we can finally get our baseball players, softball players. What else is in the spring here?
Maybe is track? I think track.
Track, yeah.
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
These players, I mean, these people actually, they don't get the respect they deserve. I mean, they're very skilled for what they do. But I'm really just going for a serious take here so I can have to drink again. So.
Well, drink up.
Make you drink for taking the Rodney Dangerfield take. You can't do no.
Hold on, you gotta get the tires. Hey,
drink up, but you also bring up a good point, because here's something that I kind of thought of with this. The spring sports are the ones that you don't see too many NCAA athletes going pro in. Like the really good ones that are in the spring sports, they're not necessarily going pro. I guess you could have a couple lacrosse players, but most of those are getting more attention in the NCAA than they do if they go pro in lacrosse. The baseball players, if you're playing in the NCAA, you're probably not going to the majors anyway. So you might get drafted, but you're going to spend the rest of the time in the minor leagues. So I feel like this was a way to be like, look, the good ones in basketball are leaving anyways, so why the hell do we have to grant this extra year to the scrubs who are going to get overshadowed by another star freshman that comes in and takes their spot? So screw it, we can go ahead and get rid of their eligibility. But these guys who, this is all they got, we'll go ahead and give them another year. That's how I feel like the NCAA came in on this one.
With the eligibility, now here's the question. Is the NCAA saying, yeah, you can stick around and play another year, but here's the bill, because they're not honoring
No,
scholarships
they're
past
giving
the
them
4
their
years, or are
scholarship.
they honoring scholarships?
Yeah, they're honoring the scholarship.
Oh, okay. Surprise. Okay.
Right. It's
Pleasantly
crazy.
surprised. Okay, cool.
I got something to say.
Go ahead, but I know the answer. I know why they're doing this.
Well, I was going to say, Mike, I think baseball players, they actually go to school for 2 years and then they can get drafted again.
They could. Well,
Yeah.
they could get drafted like every year. They can continue to enter the draft and then pull
I think
out.
it's like once they start, at least go 2 years, right? Kind of like
Correct.
football.
Yep.
Okay.
Sherm doesn't
There's
watch
a lot of
series.
Lodolo, the Reds just drafted last year. He was a player at TCU. So I get it. A lot of the stars come straight from high school,
Right.
but there are some guys who still
There,
come. I'd say most come from NCAA.
there's a decent amount of pitchers who come from the NCAA, but I feel like most of the guys who are playing college baseball, especially like the seniors, let's not even worry about the juniors at this point. If you're a senior on an NCAA baseball team, you're likely not going pro.
Was he a junior?
Who's that? I'm sorry. Drew was laughing.
Nick
at something.
Senzel?
Pulls out.
I think he was a junior.
Okay.
Bill says no professional player pulls out. Also, Bill also gave each of us, so this is the names that he gave everyone on this show. So I am Ginger. Drew, you are dude who was banging Joe Exotic. Joe,
that's rude.
John, you are cool.
Oh, wait. You're banging him or he's banging me?
I don't know.
Yes.
I think you're on top, Drew.
I'm on top. I don't feel as if
We're gonna salvage this situation.
John, you're cool. And then Matt, you choose Chubby Ginger or, quote, guy who couldn't afford a banner like the rest of these fucks.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a guy who can't afford a banner like the rest of these fucks. I swear, I was up here last night trying to figure this out, and it's like did not work out. And I was just like, whatever, let's roll with it. It's terrible, but the Mets jersey's up, and Scott can see it, so
That's a win.
suck it,
Ooh.
Scott.
Oh, fantastic.
before we move away from the NCAA thing, here's the answer, and this is why they're doing this shit. Now, Scott did point out spring players don't get as many scholarships as fall players. Ain't no one care about that. Because what's going to happen is the next time that this whole conversation about paying players comes up, the NCAA is going to be like, look, guys, like, we can't pay you right now because we took a bath with the whole COVID thing, but we did let you guys come and play again. So while we appreciate your concerns, can you maybe come back in like 5 years while we build up the nest egg, despite having all the cash all along? That's all they're doing right now, is they're making themselves some cushion so they have an argument the next time that stupid discussion comes up again. That's it. That's all this is. This is an easy win because they know they don't have to pay a lot to let these kids come back. But at the same time, they have a bargaining chip when people try to say, you should pay these athletes. That's all this is.
That's it, and that's all. That's a good take, Drew. I'm okay with that take. Everybody drink on that one, because fuck the NCAA.
Right. Hey.
Because why the hell not? I see back into the net.
All right, one last thing I wanted to talk about. Tiger and Phil have announced that they want to do part 2 of their basically one-on-one tournament, except this time they want to add in playing partners. So they want to do Tiger versus Phil on an empty course, but they also want to bring in Brady and Manning to play with them because that was a fun rivalry of Brady and Manning. But I feel like that's way too boring, and I think we could do better. So who would you rather see golf with Tiger and Phil in this match? Anybody? Jordan?
Someone else.
Yeah, he'd lose a lot of money.
Dude, think about it. Jordan might end up punching Phil.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Yeah, he hosted Let's Make a Deal, right?
Howie Lindell, too.
I was going to, I want to see dudes who can talk shit. So I was originally going to say, Gary Payton and Dennis Rodman. I think that would be a funny combo with Tiger and Phil. But now I kind of want to see Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin on the course with Tiger and Phil. Because, and obviously you'd have to pair up Joe with Tiger, and then Phil gets Carol Baskin. And
He's so unfortunate.
Jim says Bill Murray. That'd be a fun one to add into the group.
That would be.
Yeah, I feel like Bill Murray's overdone in the golf scene. I feel like he wears his little umbrella hat, and everybody's seen it before. Give me some guy. Give me like Gronk. Give me Gronk on a golf course.
Wait, hang on. Do you think Gronk can play golf? Like
Absolutely 100% not. But you know he's Happy Gilmoreing off the tee.
Gronk shows up.
He knows exactly what he's gonna do.
Gronk and Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley.
That's good. Yeah, that'd be solid.
Those two ugly swings going together, that would be fantastic.
I would
I'm
like.
going two comedians,
Okay,
Dave Chappelle and Ron White.
that would be super entertaining.
I don't know if they can golf, but it would be entertaining for sure.
Scott says the
They're both
Kelsey
gonna be
brothers.
super racist toward each other the entire time.
Well, it's right? So that's okay.
It's gonna
That
make.
is okay. It evens out.
They're gonna make Tiger and Phil just feel super uncomfortable for 18 holes.
They quit. And then
But here's the deal. You got to match them up on the other teams. So Chappelle plays with Mickelson, and Ron White plays with Tiger.
I got two more here. What about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Mark Wahlberg?
Whoa.
They might be too serious, though. I could see them taking it serious.
You ever seen Entourage? Wahlberg would have to be like he played with Tom Brady. Wahlberg can he can let loose a little bit. You know, he can let the wind blow through his hair. You know what I'm saying?
Only if he plays as Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
He's got to play pants around his
So
ankles.
he plays shirtless and he raps the whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
with his pants pulled down around
That's
his
the one
ankles.
rule.
Yeah.
Other than that, there are no rules.
Scott says the Kelsey brothers. I think that would be quality entertainment.
I'm in with that one.
That would be awesome.
Do you think any golf course would let the Kelsey brothers in?
No.
Augusta
Like
would. They're rich white men.
Whoa.
Bill says Tiger and his wife Mickelson and one of Tiger's mistresses.
That's only a threesome. Oh.
And whichever one receives the most donations for their charity wins.
It's charity. Like, Tiger doesn't care about his charity. Tiger cares about his paycheck.
Well, I'm saying his mistresses' charities.
Oh, you mean his mistress, comma, charity, comma. Got it.
Yeah, oh, yes, they're the same thing. Yes.
I'm sure that was really funny, but the audio dropped, John, so I'm just going to laugh and nod. This is going about as well as I would have expected. I feel like this is good times, man.
Oh shit. This is freaking amazing is what this was, everybody. It is time, unfortunately, for last call. Good Lord, what? This has just been amazing. This is everything I wanted it to be. This is Last Call, brought to you by Tavor. Whew. If you guys need to hook up on some beer, go to Tavor. You can't leave your house, so you might as well get it delivered right to you. Download the app. Use the code 258023 on the payments and credit screen. You're going to get $10 off your second order. I just got a new Tavor order today. It was hilarious to me because you have to be 21. Somebody's got to be 21. They have to sign for it. The dude showed up, put the beer on the porch, and just fucking left. He was like, I ain't dealing with this shit. I don't get paid enough. I'm out of here. So I got my Tavor without having to sign for it. But use the code 258023 on the payments and credit screen. Get $10 off that second order with Tavor. This week's beer that I was drinking was Pulp Daddy. It is a very, very good beer. I like this one a lot. It's got me feeling really good. I made fun of them saying a hefty 8% ABV earlier. I'm feeling all right after that one. I also did some shots before the show too, so maybe that's
And yet why he wakes up aching and in pain.
Fuck Tom Brady and his clean living lifestyle.
As long as you stay away from those nightshades, you should be okay.
Super good beer, though. If you see Pulp Daddy out and about, go and pick that one up. Let's go around and see how everybody's beers held up for them. Drew, how did your Natter Days do for you today?
Oh, they're always fantastic. I'm just mostly impressed I was able to pace myself and not have to run downstairs for more. So
I'm
thumbs
actually,
up, like always.
I'm super impressed by that. John, how was your Busch Light?
The flights are good. I didn't have to go anywhere because my wife hooked me up. I had a little, little back here. Well, I did really well. I mean, this might be my first 5 cap. If I'm tapped. That's definitely a lie. So.
He loved his wad at Bush. Actually,
Drinking Bush out of a Bud Light bucket. I mean,
Yeah.
this show is class all the way
Also,
across the board.
I feel like, John, you also that doubled up as like a piss break mid-show. You just sort of leaned over and you were like, I got this. It's going.
You didn't notice, did you? It kind
I
of made the
didn't.
ears a little bit warm, but yeah, that's all right.
he's peeing right now. You don't even know, man.
Matt, I don't remember. You had a couple different beers. All I remember is the Natter Days, unfortunately. How were your brews?
The Agave IPA was great. The Oscar Blues was great. It's now I'm working on the Natter Days, and yeah, that 4:45 alarm's gonna come
Ooh.
real fucking quick.
That sounds terrible, man. I apologize for keeping you so late for this one. This has been Last Call, again, brought to you by Tavor. Use the code 258023. Get $10 off your second order. Damn, what a fun show this was. Matt, I want to give you some time. Plug your show, plug your Twitter, all that good stuff. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so Fourth and Goal podcast can be found on any podcast platform. It's 49ers stuff. We're getting ready to break down the 2011 Saints 49ers game since there's not a whole lot else to talk about. So that game was fantastic. So we're going to break that one down. I am on Twitter. Mookie, fuck you for your Twitter take last week. At Matt Barr _ 2 T's 2 R's. That's where you can find me.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember the Twitter take, but I appreciate the feedback.
You said all of the olds were the ones tagging themselves on Twitter and stuff and hashtag drunk. I don't know, whatever it was. I just remember you making fun of Twitter and being like, I mean, cool. That's what I spent doing a lot of my day, but you know, that's cool.
I know. You're right. No, I do remember now, but just for clarity, it wasn't just Twitter. It was all the social media. So I wasn't targeting you specifically, calling you old, bro. That was not my intent at all.
Well, this ended weird, everybody. Thank you. John, it was great seeing your face again, man. Thank you for hopping on with us tonight. I'm glad I kind of got this figured out. It's a little weird to deal with the cameras all changing, but it was good seeing you, man. Next week, too? You be
Next
back?
week I'll be in Vegas, though, so.
You are going to Vegas next week. You're finally making
No.
I was like, cool, man. Good. Get out there. I think they might be open now. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you next week. Drew, fun as always, man. You are a train wreck. Thank you for keeping us off the rails. I appreciate it.
I'm glad I can do something here.
And thank all of you for tuning in, for listening, for sharing out the show. I really appreciate it. It was awesome to see names popping up in here that we haven't seen in a while. So be sure to tune back in. We're live every Wednesday. It doesn't matter if there's no sports going on. We're still going to find something to talk about. Hit us up on Twitter at CraftB Sports and on Instagram at CraftB Sports. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to like us and follow us here on Facebook. We do go live every Wednesday. Also, a special shout out to 12 Ounce Sports for simulcasting. Go follow them at 12 Ounce Sports on Twitter, Instagram. Like them on Facebook. Follow their YouTube channel. There's tons of great content, tons of great shows on the network, so be sure to hit them up. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Cheers, everybody.
Wash your hands.
Yes, sir.